ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
வெங்கடநாதார்யம் கவிதார்க்கிகேசரி வேதாந்தாச்சார்யவர்யோ மே சந்நிதத்தாம் சதா ஹிருதி. ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞான வைராக்கியபூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம். ஈரொன்று தோப்பல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஒன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வாரேற போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
It seems it's also again repetition. And the repetition, we understood that the repetition is all what you call confirmation, double confirmation, triple confirmation of the faith, of our faith in the Shastra. That's very important. Therefore, we are talking about the three divisions in the first line. Vaidikaihi, Tantrikaihi va api, Shrautaihi va Dvijasattama. Again, we remember the address to Brahma. So, Dvija, twice born, Sat, good, Tama, superlative degree, the best. So, Dvijasattama, the best Brahmin. Brahmin in the sense, Brahmani Nishthaha, one who is always meditating, thinking of Lord, the Almighty. So he is called Dvijaha. He is called twice born because he is normally born from the mother's womb, and the second birth is by initiation of the sacred thread ceremony, and it is considered as the second birth. Therefore, and we also remember the other two meanings of the word Dvija. Dvija means a bird. A bird delivers an egg, and from the egg, the second birth is the bird. So also our teeth in the mouth, in the earlier stage of about 7 or 8 years, so our teeth fall and new teeth come up. Therefore, the teeth also called Dvija. So we are going to the next three categories. So Swayam Vyaktetu Bhavane, Mishraihi Va. So the other two categories are not mentioned here. It means what you call Daivam and Saidham. The other two are not mentioned. Manusham is very insignificant because human beings' construction of a temple is not very important. It is of most recent origin, therefore. So the main categories are three in number. Swayam Vakta self-manifest. Bhavane means in the campus, in the precincts, in the premises. You can say house. So it's called Deva Alayaha, as we say. Devasthanam, as we say in Karnataka parlance. And then we say Kovil in Tamil. And also Bhavani is again ordinary house. Here it is Deva Bhavanam. Otherwise called Deva Griham house. Just like in any other house, but it's a holy house. So Mishraihi Va. So when they are mixed with either Daivam or Saidham, then Devam Archayet. Lord can be worshipped. Not can be worshipped, it should be worshipped. Almighty should be worshipped. A God must be worshipped. Either by the follow of the scriptures, Vaidikaihi, Tantrikaihi, by the people who know the procedures, and Shrautaihi. So I'm saying the meaning as, guessing the meaning as, though it Vaidikaihi and Shrautaihi seem to be the same, one and the same. Shrautaihi meaning we are talking about Shaivagamas also. And among the two divisions of Sri Vaishnava Agama, namely Pancaratra and Vaikhanasa, Vaikhanasa can be called Shrautaihi because Vaikhanasa does not involve much of the scriptures, whereas Pancaratra has got major portion of scriptures in its agamas. And therefore, we can include Vaikhanasa under Shrautai. Both are, of course, both basis is same, single, namely scriptures. And I told you the example. கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கேன் அப்புறம் பேசுறேன் so then Rishyadi Pujite. Actually, the spelling is little looks different, but it is Ish Rishyadi Pujite Sthane Paramparya Kramam Vina Vishesham Na Acharet Kinchit Raja Rashtra Samardhaye. It is half negative and half positive, this sentence. Therefore, if it is worshipped by Rishi, sages, etc., we have the fourth category as Manusham, whereas we have Daivam, Siddham, rather, then Arsham. We are now talking about Arsham, and then lastly Manusham. Manavam, we can also say Manavam. So the four categories are, you can even say Swayam Vyaktam, then Daivam, Siddham. Siddha can include rishis also. If you want to have, if you want to expand 5 categories, okay, it's done. It's easy. I mean, it can be done. Though it is not said clearly, I mean, it is said clearly that only 4 Siddhantas are there. We can even further divide into 5. Namely, Siddhas can be different from sages, rishis, and so on. So it's an archaic temple, we say, if you want to say in English. So what should we do? In order that the kingdom and the king have to prosper, samruddhaye, self-sufficiency must be achieved for both the kingdom and the king. Only when the king's family is in good welfare, he will take care of the kingdom, and therefore, so when the kingdom is prosperous, the people will take care of the king. And the stories of Panchatantra, Hitopadesha, and so on, even Vikramarka Charitam, it's a very beautiful story with the suspense. The questions and answers, the questions are there, but answers are unlimited answers are according to our wish, and it is open question, and no answer is there. And there only kings are involved, kingdom and king. No, we have to look after the welfare of the king. That's more important in all the stories of animals, bees, fauna and flora, and so on. So here, Vishesham na acharet, paramparya kramam vina. When we don't want to follow the old tradition which has been already in vogue, V-O-G-U-E, in vogue in the temples of sages, then you cannot introduce anything new. That's a condition here. Why should we not introduce something new? That is because to maintain the prosperity of the land, other kingdom, and the king, the leader of the country. The leader of the country should be happy, and also the whole nation. So in order that we are very particular that, of course, all the even the Swayamvakta or Daiva or Saidha or Arsha or Manava, take it for granted, rather in the sense take it very seriously that the kingdom and the king are the main aims of our action in Pancaratra Agama. And therefore, so atra, some Swayamvakta Sthane, in the matter of self-manifested temples, Chaturnam Puja Visheshanam, again we have Siddhantas, that we already saw. Pancharatra also has got what we call Parameshwara Samhita, Ishvara Samhita, Sri Prashna Samhita, Sattvata Samhita, and so many other Samhitas also. Therefore, Chaturnam Puja Visheshanam, so of the four worship types, Puja Visheshanam, Yatharuchi. Now, Yatharuchi doesn't mean you can act according to your own whims and fancies. Yatha ruchi meaning, according to the taste meaning, it reveals your bhakti, devotion towards the worship. How much interested are we in worshipping the Lord? Though we are to follow very strictly the instructions given in the Siddhantas or Chaturnam Puja Visheshanam of all the four types of Tiruvaradhanam, as we say in Tamil, including the Sanskrit word, Sri Aradhanam. So here, Yatharuchi is people should become happy on seeing our action which is akin to, which is similar to, which is close to the procedures already prescribed. We cannot deviate and say Yatharuchi. There might be some concessions here and there. The concessions can be adopted. Otherwise, Yatha Ruchi meaning Yatha Brahmanaha Ruchi. Please remember, we must always do any action, whether it is temple or at home, or outside home, or outside the temple. We are supposed to please God. Therefore, according to His taste, not according to our taste. Please remember, according to our, not according to our interest, but according to His interest, H capital, or their interest, the divine couple's interest, Yatharuchi. Vikalpena, there can be some options also. So one which can be avoided, or it can be deleted, or which can be included also. For example, the members of this group will be able to understand very easily, namely, Satru Murai, whether it is Satru Murai or Satru Marai, both can be applied in Tamil. Satru Murai is the method of worship, propitiation at the end of the puja, at the end of the Tiruvaradhanam, or it is Satru Marai, because Vedic sentences are chanted Vedic sentences are chanted and therefore they are recited. Therefore, Shastru Marai. So now there is a difference in the Shastru Marai itself, namely an elaborate Shastru Marai called the Periya Shastru Marai, big Shastru Marai. The other one is it's not called a small Shastru Marai, but it's ordinary Shastru Marai. Shastru Marai is a normal term. Periya Shastru Marai takes very long time. Shastru Marai, daily Shastru Marai is very easy. And that also, of course, I understand that there are so many words, so many shlokas, songs repeated at least twice. And it takes a very long time. And therefore, we have a proverb in Tamil, Andanan Shoru Pashiki Udavadu. The meals or the lunch or the food item or what you call prasadaha, the blessings of God in the form of eatables. They are delayed so much that we cannot tolerate our hunger. Therefore, there is no point in going to a Brahmin's house and taking a food. Andanan Shoru Pashiki Udavad. So I think there are other proverbs also connected with it. And therefore, it will take a long time. Periya Shastramari is big one, elaborate one. And the other one is ordinary. So we have what we call Vikalpe. Options are there. Then Parigraham. So what is to be accepted? Parigraha means acceptance. So we must accept to follow a particular worship out of the four Thiruvaradhanam types. Then Pratipadya. So let us reveal them, let us expose them, let us make others understand. Then Nishyadi Pujiteshu, Sthanantareshu. In other places where the sages have a say, the sages have begun the worship or sages have started the puja, then Paramparya Kramam Antarena, without following the old tradition, ancient tradition, Matraya api, even for a little 1 second, duration of time, Matraya api. Matra meaning 1 second. Duration of time to pronounce a single short vowel called matra. So what you call syllabic instant in English. So instant is time. So if one vowel is used, it's called one syllabic instant. If two vowels are used, then it's called two syllabic instants. Say seconds. Tamil illa Sanskrit Vinadi. Vinadi is Sanskrit. We use it in Tamil. Second. So matraya api, even for a second, vishesham na acharya. You cannot introduce new procedure. We are not supposed to insert a new procedure. Na achareti iti uktatvat. Actually, this is an explanation of the previous verse, 2 lines above the paragraph. And then uktatvat, because it is said so, yatra where swayam vyakte vikalpena karmanam pravritihi sambhavati. So let us deduce this proposition, namely swayam vyakte in the self-manifested temple, vikalpena, optionally, karmanam pravritihi, the progress of actions, sambhavati, happens. The progress of actions happen. So, tatraiva, there itself, in the same context, apakrishta phala shastra parityagena. Now, our mind should have an attitude to reject the lower aims, the inferior goals we are not supposed to aim at. So what are the inferior goals? Namely, the other three purusharthas, namely dharma, artha, and kama. Dharma can be at least accepted, but artha and kama cannot be accepted. Artha is materialistic benefit that we expect, and kama is to desire to fulfill what we call the mundane world's pleasures. And whereas we cannot call a desire for moksha as kama. That's a problem. So connotation, therefore. So asha is there. Asha. Abhilasha is there. Ambition. Ambition is abhilasha. We got a lot of words here. So what should we aim at? That means we should not aim at the lower goals, namely artha and kama. So apakrishta phala shastra parityage. The shastra says, the science says, Pancaratra science says that all of us can get the benefit of materialistic nature in this world by worshipping in the temple following Pancaratra. So let us not consider that seriously. So let us push it aside. That's what we call. So apakrishta phala shastra parityagena, utkrishta phala shastra parigraha vachanam. So there are words which tell us that we must aim at only mokshaha. When we say it in Tamil, it becomes a change of gender. Therefore, let us stick to the Sanskrit words. So mokshaha. That will be called Utkrishta Phala Shastra Parigraha Vacham. One thing within our hearts we can say, what we call stealthily we can say, we keep our desires controlled in our mind, and outwardly we speak, revealing to others that we are all pious, we are all good people. Therefore, we can act as though we are good people, and we say that I need only moksha. So let us have only moksha. And avantara prayojanam, that is side benefits are other culinary benefits. Otherwise, the perks, P-E-R-K-S, perks. So perks will be what we will imagine in our mind, that happy life in this world. Even though the Shastra itself says, don't worry, Mahasucha, you will get other benefits also, Artha and Kama. But we don't believe immediately, and therefore we have in our mind some desires. So Lingavashatu Netam. The very important here is Lingavashatu, by the gender influence. So what is the gender influence is, the words, Sanskrit words with either pullinga, that is masculine gender, or feminine gender, or neuter gender. So considering the gender of the words in the scriptures as well as Pancharatra Agama, we must find out what should be done, how to go about. Lingavashat, by the Lingam doesn't mean here any connection with Shiva. Please remember, it is not phallus here, Phallus. It is not that. So please be very clear about it. So Lingavashat Netavyam. Netavyam. The priest must be guided to use the proper procedure by accepting the goal being the highest goal, noblest goal. The goal must be noblest goal. And then that is by choosing the Lingavashat, by the gender influence. Now, how is it? How do you understand gender influence? So let us go to the next sentence. Pavitram Dakshine Karni. So immediately you understand what is to be done. Dakshine Karne, Karne on the ear. That means not on any other limb. Immediately the understanding should come for us. Namely, Karne meaning on the ear. That means not on any other limb. That means not on the head. Especially where one can place something. So in the gap between the right ear and the skull, so you insert what we call a pavitram, a made up pavitram, a ready pavitram. Pavitram is in Napumsakalinga. It is in neuter gender. It is neutral gender. So understand that it is Darba grass, Vishwamitra, Kushaha. Kushaha, you cannot call it Kushaha or Vishwamitram or Darba. Darba is of course in Pullinga. Vishwamitram is Napumsakalinga. Kushaha is Pullinga. So let us not worry about that gender because this is made up of grass. Pavitram is made up of grass. 2 for Purvakaryam and 3 for Aparakaryam. Both are auspicious, please remember. Purvakaryam and Aparakaryam are called Shubhakaryam. You cannot call one as Shubhakaryam and another is Ashubhakaryam. Nothing is Ashubham in our Tatras. Because we cannot prevent death, nor we can fix birth. Both are not possible. Neither positive nor negative can be achieved by us. So here, so where do you place Pavitram? Dakshine Karne, on the right ear. It should be on the right ear. The Shastra says, Ganga water, holy water, is contained in the right ear. And that is the story behind, that is behind the story of Jannu Maharishi, who on the request of Bhagiratha released the Ganges through the right ear. And therefore, we wind round our Yajnopavitam like this. So that it will not touch dirty things. Even our lower limb and also the earth where it is dirty. So dirty things should not be touched. And therefore, in order to purify the sacred thread or the pavitram that we have, so a knotted pavitram, a knotted, முடிச்சு போட்ட பவித்ரம். 2 புல்லு அல்லது 3 புல்லு, 2 or 3 grass. And there is a size of the grass also. It should be what we call from the index finger to the bottom of the palm. That should be the length. Yeah. Kattai Darba. Kattai Darba is of any, I mean, of course, the same length, but Kattai Darba cannot be used for Pavitram. It's very difficult to bend it and it is not flexible. So we have to put it in Darba, put it in water, that is drenched by water, not Nuni Darba, okay? Yeah, Nuni Darba must be used for Pavitram. There must be end, Nuni must be there. There will be end. We cannot use Kattai Dharmam, whereas on both sides there is no end. It's what you call plucked Dharma. Therefore, Pavitram should be used with Nuni Dharma, either 2 or 3, according to the Karya. And sometimes I see some priests of the temple use 4 Darbas also. Keshav Swami should confirm this later. So four darbas are used for Pavitram, maybe in the temples also. I don't know. So Dakshine Karne Pavitram. So when you understand, the Karnaha is Pullinga Shabda, masculine gender word is ear. The nose is feminine gender, Nasika. Netram is Napumsakalinga, eye, Nayanam, Chakshuhu. All words for eyes are Napumsakalinga, neutral gender. So you have a special word for special gender for every limb. Adharaha, Oshtaha, upper lip, lower lip. Both are Pullinga Shabda. Chibukam is Napumsakalinga, chin. Kapolaha is Pullinga Shabda, cheek. Lalata Phalakam, when you say it in this way, it is Napumsakalinga. Lalataha Pullinga. Bruhu, Strilinga. And so on. So Tilakam, Napumsakalinga. The mark on the forehead. And then these are the parts of the face. So remember, so Dakshine Karne Pavitram. Pavitra must be placed on the right ear. So how do we understand that it is to be done like that? So lingat, by the gender. Then diva sandhyasu karnastha brahma sutraha. No, either it is day, diva, or sandhyasu, in the evening twilight, or morning twilight, both morning twilight and evening twilight. Karnastha brahma sutraha. We keep a new Yajnopavitam called the Brahma Sutram on the ear, so again on the right ear. Karnastha Brahma Sutraha. So these are all what we call, before we wear a new Yajnopavitam, sacred thread, we must keep the either one or two, one for the brahmachari and the other two for the householder on the right ear. It should not be placed on the floor where we tread on with our feet. So it should be holy, it should be pure, it should be clean. The place must be clean. So Karnastha Brahma Sutra, the sacred thread, Brahma Sutra is called sacred thread because it is the Almighty's thread. The word Sutram is Napumsakalingam, meaning thread. It means formula, it means aphorism, it means a short pithy sentence, P-A-T-H-Y, pithy sentence. But here it is, Sutram has been converted into Pullinga from Napumsakalinga, and it is called Brahma Sutra. So Brahma Sutra meaning sacred thread, that is in Pullinga Shabda, that is in masculine gender, and it is on the ear. Which ear is in the right ear? How do you understand it is right ear? It is not given here. Dakshina Karnastha Brahma Sutra, it is not given here because already it is said Pavitram Dakshine Karne, meaning another meaning, second shade of meaning of the word Pavitram is the pure area of your face is ear, right ear. The area of your face, or the head you can say, is in the right ear. So Pavitram can be meant in two ways. Pavitram can be called the darba grass, which we make it into a knot and use it on the ear. The other one is the right ear itself is holy, Pavitram. So now, iti asya sthana niyamavat. So whenever you adopt a procedure, you must understand that the place is very important. Now, you would have heard about what we call paristaranam in a homa, sacrifice, in a sacrificial altar. So you know how to place it. How to place it is the dharma grass in a bunch. It will be in 12 in number or 16 in number. One can choose. So 12 darbas will be facing north when it is for Purvakaryam. If it is for Aparakaryam, the front portion, Nuni, we say, Tamil Nuni, the front portion, front end of the Darba grass will be facing south if it is Aparakaryam. And again, on the four sides of the Paristarana, you will find that the Darba ends will be facing east on both sides, left side and right side. So according to the Purvakaryam, the Darba bunch will also be following the direction either north or south, respectively as either for Purvakaryam or Aparakaryam. So here, so this is what we call Sthana Niyama Vat. Just like the fixing of the place, Pratiniyata Swayam Vyakteshu Sthaneshu iti Vyaktam Avasiyate. So every aspect of the procedure contained in Pancaratra Shastra should be very strict. Pratiniyata. Everything is fixed already. Pratiniyata. Swayam Vyakteshu, in the self-manifested temple. Yat sthaneshu, in all the places. Iti Vyaktam, very clearly. Avasiyate, it is closed here. It is concluded here. So Asmineva Uttaratra. Asmineva in this context, Uttaratra in some places later, Prayaschitta Adhyaye Api, even in the remedial chapter. So a chapter for atonement, chapter for expiation of the wrong actions done in the temple agama procedure. So here Vaidikaihi cha Tantrikaihi va api ityadi Shlokadvayam punaha patitam. The first two lines with which we started today must be remembered again here so that the people who know scriptures should handle, and also those people who know the procedures perfectly, they must involve themselves. We cannot have anybody reciting scriptures and anybody doing the tantra procedure. One example I will say. In a goshti, a group of people where scriptures are chanted. Say, for example, I belong to Krishna Yajurveda. If I have studied Krishna Yajurveda, I can join only Krishna Yajurveda Goshti. Because I have been hearing, listening, and carefully, even recording, practicing some other Veda, Sama Veda, or Atharva Veda, or Shukla Yajurveda, or Rig Veda, I am not supposed to open my mouth and recite. You can understand, know, read, but you cannot chant in a goshti. In a group, you cannot chant. You are not supposed to open your mouth at all, but people do. That's what it is here indicated. I know scriptures, I know how to recite Samaveda, but I am not supposed to recite in a group. Now again, your question will be, can I individually do it at home? No. No. An emphatic no. A big no. That doesn't mean that I'm not forced to stop learning Samaveda. No. You can learn the meaning, understand the meaning of Samaveda. You are not supposed, even though you have been initiated by a guru and a teacher has taught you Samaveda, because you belong to Krishna Yajurveda, you cannot chant. Again, I give you the North Indian names called Dvivedi, Trivedi, Chaturvedi. Nobody is one. No one can master two scriptures in the same life. And if he says that he has mastered two scriptures, one can test him for 8 types of study that he underwent for the scripture. And if he fails in even one of the 8 steps, he is not supposed to say anything of other scriptures. So we are not going to test, but he must be very careful not to utter in a single sentence out of his scope. That is what we call Prati Niyata Swayam Vyakteshu Stana. Each Swayam Vyakta temple has been fixed so. And therefore, you have Asmin Uttara Prayaschitta Adhyaye api, even in the remedial chapter, so Vaidikaihi Tantrikaihi va api ityadi Shlokadvayam, 2 shlokas, punaha again, patitam. It is with the confidence Swami Vedanta Desika says, you have read it twice. So Manushe Bhavane Devam, Tantra Margena Pujayet iti chokta, iti cha ukta. Manushe Bhavane, I was telling you that man-made temples created by human beings, temples created by human beings, Manushe Bhavane, Devam, the Lord Almighty, Tantra Margena Puji. Use lot of tantras than mantras. Spells are not very important. Scriptural sentences are not very significant. But tantra is very important. Scripture, procedure, practical application is very important. Iti cha uktam. Thus it is said also. Punaha cha. Yat bimbam. Bimbam, image of the Lord, figure of the Lord, divine figure of the Lord. Divya Mangala Vigraha is a bimbam. Yad bimbam ena shastrena samarabdham puradvija. Prasadavo tatastena shastrena iva tadachayet. Tachastra mantrena iva yo yajet anyavartana. Rajyo rashtrasya kartuscha saha nasham kartum ichhati. न कदाचिदपि प्राज्ञः प्रकुर्यात् शास्त्र संकरम् शास्त्र संकर दोषेण महान् दोषो भवेत्. I was telling you in the beginning of today that repetitions are in galore, Galore. They come in legion. The repetitions are coming in legion, Legion. They are in the row of series, meaning to stress the point, to drive the point into our mind. To drive the point at home. That is given here. So, Yad Bimbam, the image, Yena Shastrena, by which science, namely Pancaratra or Vaikhanasa. So, among the Pancaratra systems, Shri Prashna Samhita, Ishvara Samhita, Satvata Samhita, Parameshwara Samhita, and so on. Again, according to Swayam Vyakta, self-animist, Daivam, divine Saidam, by the powerful meditating people, Arsham by the sages, Manamam by the human beings. So all this must be considered, and the four Siddhantas must also be considered. Then you have the whether it is Dvija, hey Dvija, oh Brahmin, oh bachelor, not bachelor, sorry, Brahmin. I'll tell you the meaning in this session. Pura in old times. Samarabdam, which has begun well. English proverb is, which is well begun is half done. Well begun is half done. So Samarabdam well begun. Shastra, Yena Shastra, by which Shastra? The Bimbam, the image of the Lord. Then Prasadova, whether it is a palace, a big place, big campus of the temple, or a small campus, only 500 square foot. Tataha Tena Shastra Neva Tadapsi. So we must identify which Shastra has been followed from the time immemorial. From time immemorial, then we must follow only that Shastra. Shastra, Tena Shastrena eva. By that Shastra, we must worship. Tat Shastra Mantrena eva yaha yajet anyavartam. Suppose somebody does not follow the ancient procedure and he goes by another route, ROUTE, then Rajnyaha Rashtrasya Kartusya Saha Nasham Kartum. His intention is very bad. He wants to destroy the king and the kingdom. He wants to put the goal in either hockey or football or any other game. So don't put your goal into your side, goalkeeper. So don't do harm to yourself by following some puja according to one's whims and fancies. न कदाचिदपि प्राज्ञः कुर्यात्. An intelligent person will not do it at any time. Kadachiti, any time. न कदाचिति, no time. Rajnyaha api, a fellow, a research fellow, an intelligent man, a shrewd man. Prakuryate will do it perfectly. Sorry, na is there, will not do any mistake, namely Shankaram, Shastra Sankaram, mixture of sciences. So the purity of science is to be maintained, and therefore Vedanta Deshika is apprehensive of new traditions coming in, with all gods in a single temple, with all kinds of worship by all kinds of people who did not have any initiation. So Shastra Sankara Doshen, by the defect of the mixture of the traditions, Mahan Doshaha Bhaved. A big calamity will be impending. A catastrophe will be waiting. A danger will await. A risk will wait for us. Mahan dosha, big defect. Bhaved dhruvam. Definitely, dhruvam definitely will be. That's why I told you. For example, one example that I learned from my father was many people in those days could visit a temple of Lord Vishnu called Dhanushkoti. The name of the place was called Dhanushkoti. So Lord Rama, it must be Lord Rama. The temple has been devoured by the ocean waters. They are swallowed by the ocean waters. A very big temple, very tall temple, which normally cannot drown in the ocean. Now you don't have the place at all. The ocean water have seeped in and they occupied the land. That may be because of the different follow up of different tradition. That might have been the reason. For example, in one, I'm saying that some negative fact. So an accident occurs, a traffic accident occurs. Only one fellow escapes without any injuries, whereas the whole lot is finished. Again, the other way, opposite. Somebody told me, in a bus, there was a sudden break, and only one person died because the head dashed against the rod in front of the passenger. All others escaped. All others did not suffer. So anything happen. And if it is a natural incident like called itihi, itihi, IITI visarga, itihi. So you got tsunami, earthquake, plague disease, common disease to enter all over the place. Then storm, tornado, hurricane, floods, no water, positive water. So these are famine, fire accident. These are all iti, natural calamities. So if they affect a temple, so now you know the temple agama has got a protective cover for all this scientific modern calamities. We are guarded against them. Pancaratra agama and Vaikhanasa agama guards us against that. How? The what you call the lightning. The lightning will not fall on the temple tower. Or even if it falls down, it will be made nullified. It will be made useless. So it will not affect. Neither the lightning affects the tower, so that the tower will have some stones replaced or something like that. Or a crack may occur. And the lightning affects the entire area. Generally, it affects the trees also. The tree will be in ashes within seconds because of the lightning. And if a person is under the tree during the lightning and rain, he will be affected the most. We cannot see his body also. It will be in ashes. Ashes cannot also be seen because they will be washed away by the rain water. So what I want to say is the carefulness that with which we treat a temple agama procedure fully, faithfully and sincerely, and the whole society will remain safe.
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः. சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ